My situation actually was due to a negligent driver in which, unfortunately, he ran his red light, and as a result, ended up T-boning my vehicle, spinning me out of control. And then, as a result, it was a year-long kind of recovery and rehab process. I definitely knew I had to act quickly. Actually, that was only my second accident ever, and nothing at this magnitude before. So I just knew, given the severity of the accident, I definitely needed strong representation, which kind of led me to do some research to understand who's out there. I'm not initially from Texas, right? So I didn't even know who to contact. So a lot of it just stemmed from me kind of going out there, doing some online research and looking at strong reviews, and sure enough, I came across the Amaro law firm there. Yeah, I would say what really stuck out to me about the Amaro law firm was kind of twofold. One in which it was around just the strong Google reviews, right? I definitely leveraged that pretty heavily to, kind of weigh my options. And then in addition to that, being Latino in nature and seeing that, this law firm really prides itself around the Latino culture, I saw that as a strong selling point for myself as well. Yeah, certainly. Be pretty candid with you. Like I mentioned, I was involved in another accident before, and I felt like this firm specifically had a lot more transparency throughout the process. Yeah, it was somewhat lengthy in that 1 year time frame, but to be honest, that was quicker than my previous engagement in a less intense accident in comparison to this one, right? So I would say, very satisfied from that front. I felt everything was handled very professionally by my case manager. I would say she's been very transparent throughout the whole process, and I just think very highly of her and the whole organization. So I had representation by Madeline Morales now, so she recently was married, so that was exciting to hear as well. So it's also that now, right, that the whole that whole personal relationship you guys offer, to be able to converse with her about her recent marriage. I felt like you guys took it to another step forward to really, make me feel comfortable with working with you all. So that was also, something I really enjoyed working with her. No, I think one that really stuck out to me when I spoke with Madeline, to a similar question around this, was transparency. I think the firm does a really good job of being able to communicate effectively across the entire process, to really make sure that things were continuously moving on, and along that way, right, very transparent on, hey Joe, this is what we need from you, this is actually where we are in relation to the process. I think everything from that firm is handled very professionally, and I would just say transparency would be the top word. I think again that hits hard on the 5 side, mainly due to the fact that everything was very transparent along the way, and everything was handled professionally and communicated. The communication channel was strong. Yeah, I would say that as well as obviously settling it and having fair representation. I think that was also a strong point, to be able to bring this to closure and have a favorable outcome. And I think a lot of that just came along from the entire process of effective communication and transparency. So certainly, yeah. Again, I most certainly would recommend the Amaro law firm. I think along with that, I think there's an opportunity, and this was something I mentioned to Madeline in the previous interview, was around how you guys market yourself out there and really getting your name out there. I personally see you all as a top tier law firm, and I felt like she has any opportunity. And I think one that really jumped out at me was your presence out in the market. I think a lot of it was great from a Google review standpoint, and also reviews online. But I think there potentially is another opportunity for you guys to really just shine out in other social media channels, or broadcast and radio, TV potentially. I don't know. It's just I feel very strong that you guys strongly represented me, and I think to have your name continue to grow outside of what I saw through my own research, I think you guys definitely can back it. So. Definitely would give you all a 5. Again, I think everything went according to plan, and it all worked out, so 5.